For the places are eating up. So what do you think of the competition for European places?
Okay, speaking of the European places, what I actually think is it's going to go down to the very last day. I think the only person I feel might not be joining to Champions League qualifying places is going to be Arsenal because they've built a significant gap ahead of the rest of the chasing pack. The likes of Manchester City and Aston Villa are not so ahead of the chasing pack. Manchester United is currently 2 points, I mean 3 points behind Manchester City, which is not ideal for Manchester City. So their fixture against Liverpool is going to be very, very tight because Liverpool is also chasing down Chelsea and Manchester United. But at the end of the day, I like what is happening in England. I like the competition for those places, and I think it will go down to the very last day.
Yeah, Manchester United form has really improved significantly ever since Michael Carrick has been in charge.
Yeah.
So do you think they are in a title race?
Short answer, no. But it's not as easy as saying no. What? Okay, this is what I actually think. Manchester United did not start the season well with Ruben Amorim, right? Now they have been able to bring in Michael Carrick. He has changed the tactics, he has changed the formation, he has changed the form basically of Manchester United. So because he has been able to change that, Manchester United have won their first. They've been able to win 4 games in a row for the first time in 2 years.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So I think they would qualify for the Champions League if they continue down this form. Do I think they're in the title race? Not realistically, but because Arsenal are already 12 points ahead of them with 13 games to play. So it almost feels like it's a foregone conclusion.
Season is almost gone.
Yeah, season is almost gone. So I think it's they should do well to qualify for the Champions League.
What do you think about Chelsea? Because Chelsea's season had a little tumble when they lost against Arsenal in the
Yeah, for semi-final. Yeah.
So what do you think they can realistically target from now till the end of the season?
Chelsea are in a very, very peculiar spot. Now, Maresca started the season well, and then at some points he lost a level of trust with the board, so he got released. He left his role with Chelsea. Now they brought in Liam Rosenior. Now Liam Rosenior feels like I wouldn't say a rookie head coach, but it feels like a starter coach, someone who used to build the foundation with the Chelsea team. But he still has enough players at his disposal. So what I think will happen is Chelsea should realistically target the top four. They're able to qualify for the Champions League. It will give them a stepping stone to bring in more players at the end of the season. And then they are still in the FA Cup. I can't really remember who they will be playing, but I know they are still in the FA Cup. They are out of the FA Cup. So, and they're also in the Champions League round of 16. They finished in the top 8. So with a favorable draw, I think they should be targeting the latter stages of the UEFA Champions League, possibly the quarterfinals or the semi-finals, depending on who they draw. But the Champions League places are very, very much up for grabs. Will they be able to get into the top 4? I think it will be between them and Liverpool to get that last 5th spot if England gets the 5th spot. So it remains to be seen. So let's just hope and see. But for now, I think top 4 and maybe the FA Cup and the latter stages of the Champions League should be their realistic expectations.
So what do you think about Liverpool? Because they started very well this season.
Yeah, they did.
They are looking to chase down Manchester United and Chelsea in the race for top 4. Do you think they can come out on top?
Liverpool now. If you listen to the noise on social media from Liverpool fans, you hear them saying, "I'd rather my team loses so that Arsenal doesn't win the league." You get, but now they have been put in a very precarious situation because they need to win Manchester City for them to keep getting closer to Manchester United. But if they win Manchester City, then Arsenal will be 9 points ahead of Manchester City, which brings them a step closer to the title. So I think as it is now, everybody, Liverpool eye don't clear basically. They are now seeing that their team needs to win. So I think the fixtures today against Manchester City, I think it might not go as the way people are thinking, because I've been seeing everywhere that Liverpool would win. Liverpool should beat Manchester City easily. It's Anfield. After all, Pep has never won at Anfield, this and that. I don't think it's as easy as that. I think we still have 13 more matches to play after this. So I think they still have Manchester United to play. So the Manchester United that they are chasing will still have to play Liverpool before the end of the season. So I think they would be able to, since England would be getting the 5th spot in the Champions League, I think they should do well to be able to get either the fourth or the fifth spot going forward.
Okay, like Arsenal have advanced to the EFL Cup final,
Yeah,
and at the time of recording 9 points ahead of the closest challengers,
yeah.
which is I think Man City.
Manchester City and Aston Villa, yeah.
How many trophy do you think they can win this season?
I've been seeing the media, not even Arsenal fans, if you ask me. There's been the media that has been talking about the quadruple. If Arsenal could win the quadruple, nobody has ever won. First of all, nobody has ever won the quadruple in the history of the Premier League. Yeah. I don't think if anybody has won, please correct me. But I don't think anybody has won the quadruple. No, so expecting a team to win expecting the team to win the quadruple now. I think it will happen at one point. Do I think it will be this season? I'm not so sure, because the Champions League, Arsenal are in the round of 16. They finished top of the group, winning all their 8 matches. The Premier League, they are currently 9 points ahead of Manchester City and Aston Villa. Now they have. I don't think the Premier League is quite over yet, but I think they've taken a very significant step into ensuring that this year's Premier League title will be won by Arsenal. They are in the FA Cup fourth round, where they'll be taking on Wigan in the coming weeks. So we would expect them to do well. They're advancing to the fifth round. And then in the EFL, they've advanced to the final, where they'll be taking on Manchester City at Wembley Stadium. That is a 50-50 tie. Contrary to what people will be saying, how Manchester City would win Arsenal. I think it will be a 50-50 tie. I would expect the players to be up for it. I would expect the players to say this is a chance to finally win something meaningful and use this as a stepping stone to win the Premier League. As it stands now, I would say Arsenal would have a realistic chance of winning 2 trophies for now. When we get to the latter stages of the season,
as the Premier League
and the EFL Cup, yes, but every other thing we do not know. We just have to wait and see.